Hey everybody, it's Alex from My Trader's Journal, and today I'm covering a couple of trades I made for to replace some October options I had set to expire, or I guess I still have them set to expire because I didn't close them. I just left them open and making the assumption that over the next few days, next 2.5 days, the world's not going to collapse. Never know, but playing it, not even going to spend the dollar on this one. IWM October 137, that's set to expire on Friday. QQQ 142, set to expire on Friday. And Apple, trade has not gone through yet, but I have a limit order out there that I think will either go through tomorrow, could be Friday. So either way, I'll watch it and I'll update when it does go through. So first one's QQQ around 149 and IWM closer to 150, but still below 150. So far away, I'm not worried about them. Apple is close to the money, so there's a lot of time value left in these, so I'm not doing anything with it yet. But like I said, I have a limit order in there, so I hope to see the time value go down. Ideally, have Apple stick around the 160 range where it is now, and make a good trade to roll that one out. Anyway, I'll update when it happens. So on these, started off, let's see which ones did I do first. Started off almost back to back. QQQ went first. So over here, expand this some. This is a 6-month chart. It's usually one I wouldn't trade on. And this has kind of put me into this position that I'm in now where I've been so slack about trading my own account this year. And now I'm a little bit behind. I don't really care what the results are for the full year. I'm kind of just going to get through this year and chalk it up to losses on the divorce and being distracted. So now that I'm in this one, though, I wanted to roll it to a higher and further out strike. And with the trading range is starting to narrow a little bit, still fairly wide. It could come down to 145 easily, maybe even 144.5, something like that. But I went ahead and made the trade at the 149 for $1.90. I'm going to flip over to my spreadsheet here. So for the, I was looking at two of these, 148 and 149 strike. Got better than I originally planned. I think it was up to there by the time I made the trade. So 4.5 weeks out, like I said, it's November. So the 190 goes, I haven't updated any of this, 68 cents is what my commission should have been. There we are. And I get a return of $1.29 if it works out for me. What I like about it, since I only did 1 month out, 5 weeks out, or excuse me, 4.5 weeks out, I get a better annualized return. The basic return is not very good. My cushion's not all that great. But coming back, I'll flip over here and kind of say why I'm doing it this way. I have 3 October puts expiring. I already have 2 December puts that I have in place, and then the 2 November ones for today. So if I had not done November today, I would have had a gap next month where nothing was expiring. I would have overloaded December, and I like to have it spread out a little bit for my expirations, ideally having a few go each month so that if there is a short-lived dip, I don't get stuck with everything all at the same time. I can manage it a little bit better that way. Just a good way to have it spread out. So on this one, I have a little bit of a cushion. I'll go ahead and get rid of the other bold one here. But I have a little bit of a cushion where it can drop 1.34%. I don't lose any money. That only goes down to 147.11. So that would take me to somewhere around here. It'd be below the 10-day moving average. It'd still be above the 20-day and the 50-day and the 100-day. So I'm not really stressed about it. Like I said, it could come down here, but I think it's going to stay in that range. I only have a month, so I could be assigning. If my timing's off, it could slide off a little bit here. No, wrong way here. I was trying to pull it in. Anyway, could work out for me. Where it dips, I'm assigned. If I still am bullish on it, I'll wait and let it ride back up. So not worried about that. The other one I sent through today was on IWM, on the small cap ETF. Pull that back out to 6 months. It's kind of a weird chart. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here too. If I can grab it, there we are. Man, that didn't work. Let's see. Bear with me. There we are. Okay. So IWM was in this long trading range here all the way through here, going way back. Let me make sure I've got this all the way into the frame. I'll expand it. I'll go ahead and just go back a full year, really, because this has been an interesting one to watch, where it was really just flat. Narrow trading range, could not get above this trend line of higher lows, and you know, maybe it would have been smart if I'd realized it. Make that darker. If I'd realized it when it did break above this trend line over here, it gapped up above it. Maybe I could have gotten on immediately, but it's coming back down. It's kind of filling that gap in. So it might come all the way back down to here, the 145, 146 range. I'm not terribly worried about it because this is usually a strong time of the year for small caps. Not that anything is really following its usual pattern. For example, no sell in May and go away this year. Not a bad September. Actually had a positive month. So it could be that small caps have a bad time now. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. So that's the longer version. Like I said, it could come down in the 145 range. Before I even change to a different size on that one, I'm going to go over to the strike that I did. I did the sold the 149, and so that was IWM 149. I did for 170, which is this one. I was looking at the 148 and the 149, also for November for the same reason I said above, I said earlier. And that one has an annualized gain of over 13%, a little better than 1.5% cushion if it drops, and just a straight out return of 1.15%. Again, not much, but since it is a short duration, it could work out. I'm a little bit more nervous on this one because of the trend it's in now, and I said it, it could come down and fill this gap a little bit lower. I shrink this down some. Randomly 15 weeks, but I want to kind of highlight the growth it had here. It jumped above, now it's coming back down. So really, I'm going to put just not that I'm necessarily going to change my order or exit if it gets here, but that's kind of where I think it could be, around just below 148. Almost got there, popped up a little bit. It's definitely positive today, almost 0.7%. So happy with that, especially since I got in. I made the IWM trade when it was at 149.70. I forgot to mention it. I made the QQQ trade when it was at 149.08. Yeah, and so, yeah, that's the right one. So I'm better on both of those than I could have been. And I think that it's going to come down and hit this trend line here that's coming up, this trend line of higher lows. So it might have gone about as far as it's going to go down, because even if it comes back down tomorrow, assuming nothing happens today, it should find support around here, 148.50. And for my order, my cost at the sign is 147.31. So way down in here. And this line, going back, I'm not going to extend it out again. But this line, it comes for, there were two different trend lines that worked through there of higher lows and then resistance and support. I guess I could just go ahead and show it instead of trying to describe what you can see. Clearly I'm out of practice with these videos. And come on, update. Here we are. So this one, the thicker one here, is the one that was not broken. This other one, that's the shorter one here, I didn't do it as thick because it doesn't quite have the significance yet. It only goes from this point to this point, these highs, intraday highs, but it could still play a role at 147, so it's worth watching that maybe a new trend line is going to work out for us. But that's it. Today, total money I brought in, computer's not playing nicely, total money I brought in, $358.64. I have in this account $105.49. A little bit of time value left on some of these. Like I said, these are almost worthless. But on the December ones, have some time value. There's 250 there, 70, so that's 3 plus the others. Just with what I have, if they all work out, I'll be up over 106,000 for the year in this account. Definitely below what I'm used to doing, but giving myself a break for the way my year has been. And I'll talk about more at the end of the year as a wrap up for what all has been a distraction this year. So that's where I am. Nothing else going on. Oh, Apple, I was going to cover that too. Let's see here. All right, so that's the Apple chart I just pulled up. And man, the computer is jumpy today. Clearly the computer's fault, not mine, he said facetiously. Yeah, I didn't clean this one up because I forgot I was going to bring this one up, but Apple was way down here at below 150. I have the 160 strike that expires at the end of this week. Luckily, it's come back up as I planned, and I didn't panic when it was down. So now that it's up, I'm trying to decide. It's only, I don't have the exact minute update on this one, but I can pull it up over here. Let's see, close 160.25 is where it is. It doesn't populate in here for a long story, but I don't pay the extra. I guess short story. I don't pay the extra for a different level of quotes, so I get just bid and ask on some stocks. Anyway, Apple is in its upward trend. Actually, it pulled above it. It'll probably come down and retest this and go up some more. Overall, on a longer view, I'm going to go out a full 2 years here. It's been fantastic, as pretty much everybody knows. But it's got room to, I don't think it'll come back down on that trend line, but it could. And it's got this one going on up here. So it's not as clear as some charts, but the whole story is it's going up. It's due after this run up. It's due for some sideways movement, which is a perfect time, as long as it holds support, to sell naked puts. Keep on getting those premiums. Let it go sideways, get the premiums, and pocket the money. If it dips, I think Apple's not a stock that's going to stay down long, so I'll take an assignment and just deal with it and wait for it to come back up, sell some covered calls out of the money, and then eventually we'll see it get above its previous high of 165. Could be after the new phones start selling. They go on sale next week, and I'm sure they'll sell it right away, and we'll hear all the hubbub about it. So that's it for now. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I'll get another post up this week when my Apple order hits, and I'll probably wrap that one into a summary for the end of October. So if you have any questions, email me or comment. Actually, I prefer you comment on the below or on my blog so other people can see it. All right, thanks, and I'll see y'all soon.